So now we are going to go into the default one, as I have told you that this default is by default created. Okay, so either I can add it from here, okay, any interface, either I can add it from here, or how these three interfaces are added to this virtual router default. Can anyone tell me why I'm seeing three interfaces here? Yes, but why it is showing here? Yes, yes, because I have already attached the virtual router profile to my interfaces. That's why it is showing here. Okay, if I suppose for E1/2 I haven't attached this virtual router profile, so how I'm going to do that? As we haven't configured E1/2, that's why it is not showing here. So it will show here. Just click here. Okay, it will attach it. Okay, right now we haven't configured. I think we haven't configured any loopback. So just remove it. So what I'm going to do that. So let us discuss everything here. So what in this name we can give any name. Okay, so basically this name is basically to specify the virtual router. Okay, now if we want to attach any interfaces, we're gonna go here and we can select the interfaces that want to include in virtual router. Simple thing. Now here we can see the list of the administrative distance. Okay, so in the previous class we have little bit discussed about how we can configure the static route. Can anyone tell me? Anyone? In the previous class we have talked about how we can configure the static route or the default route. Okay, can anyone remember? Can anyone tell me? Okay, we will go on to the static route. Okay, I think we have. Okay, so you can just go here and okay, as we have already configured one static route. So what we are gonna do? We're gonna talk about every portion of the static route. So what this name is? This name is basically is used to identify. Right now we are talking about the static route, so this name will be identification of the static route, whatever the static route we are configuring. Okay, suppose in the destination, what we have to write? I think we have right now we have talked about the default route. Okay, but in the destination, what we can write? In the destination, why we use destination? Suppose for a particular IP address that is 1.1.1.1, I have to write it. Suppose for this 1.1.0/24. Okay, for this network, I am creating what static route. So I will mention this thing that is 1.1.1.0/24. Okay, so this is for the static, but right now we are configuring what default one. So static one is also same, default one is also same. Just in the static, what we have to do? We have to write it like this 1.1.1.0, and then we have to again call one profile and add 2.2.2.0/24. But we are not going to do this. What we are going to do? We are going to create the default one. Okay. Now in the interface, which interface I will take? Sorry, no. Which interface I will take? In which interface we have configured the static route? Okay. Okay. So what we can say that we will select that particular interface now, which will forward the packet to the destination. Okay. So we will here what we are going to do, we will select that interface. We will select that interface which will forward the packet to the where destination. Got it? Is that simple? Okay. Now in the next hop address, what we are selecting the IP address. Okay. So which IP address I will give it here? It will be my next hop. And what is my next hop? The device name. That is router. Okay. I don't know what is router 2 or 3, maybe anything. Okay. Now next thing we have is administrative distance. Okay. So we can select any AD value for our static route. It has range 10 to 240. Okay. We can select it anything. But by default, what it will take? Okay. By default, it is 10. And in the routers, what's the AD value of static route? 0 or 1? Okay, 1. I thought I forgot. Okay, so leave these things, BMP profile, unicast. Okay, now what we are going to do, if you guys want to take a screenshot of this, you can take it. Okay, you guys have already taken it. Okay, so now what we are going to do, we're going to save it. Okay, so one of you have asked, okay, let me do one thing. Let me show you two more things also. Okay, that is our routing table and forwarding table. Last time also we have discussed about this, but we haven't talked about flags there properly. Let us close it. So we have two kinds of tables, that is routing table and forwarding table. Can anyone explain me what is route table here and what is forwarding table here? One by one. Sorry. Hmm. Okay, what is forwarding table then? Look, in the route table, all the routes will be present. Okay, just remember like this. In the route table, all routes will be present. Okay, and in the forwarding table, only best route will be present. All of you know what I'm saying, right? Suppose we have four routers here. Okay, and it has cost 10, 20, and it has cost 5, 5. So here we have a network, suppose 10.0.0.0/24, and here we have network 20.0.0.0/24. So how many routes we have for to reach from 10 to 20 network? Two routes. One route is taking 30 minutes, suppose, and second route is taking why I have wrote 2 here? Okay, we have two routes. One route is taking 30 minutes and another route is taking 5 minutes. Okay, but in our route table, it will show that we have two routes, that is 30 minutes and the 5 minutes to reach where? To reach 20 is network 20.0.0/24. And this route table will be present in router one's routing table. Okay, but here it is firewall, suppose. Okay, now same table will form on the firewall, we call that table as forwarding table. Okay, this forwarding table will check this route table. Okay, and it will see which is the best path. Okay, it will see the cost here, or we can say here it is saying the time. So we can see to go to reach this 20s network, it is only taking 5 minutes. So I will install this 5-minute route. Okay, is it clear? Simple thing that we have done on the CCNA part and all those things. Now there's concept of these flags. Okay, and all these flags have some meaning. Suppose if the flag is like this. Okay, and there are two kinds of flags. Okay, route table have different flags and forwarding table has its own flag. Okay, what we are going to do, we will talk about this routing table flags. Routing table flags. So in the routing table, if we have A, this is question mark, and B, what this will say? If you can get any idea, what A means? What do you think, guys? What this A stands for? No, this A stands for the active. Okay, active, and B will stand for which protocol? BGP. So it is saying just that active, and it is learned via BGP. Which protocol it is learning? So if it is A and C, then okay, active and connected. Okay, or we can say it is kind of an internal interface. Okay, and if I have A and H, yes, directly connected, or we can say active and directly connected, but this C is used for the network and this is used for the host. Okay, for the single IP, like here in the, if you will create loopbacks now on the interfaces, we will create loopback. In the routers, we can take, if we are creating loopback now, we can take as /24, /25, /26, it doesn't matter. Okay, but if I will try to create loopback in my Palo Alto firewall as /24, it will not accept. Okay, what is the reason? Can anyone tell me? What is the reason? In my routers, we have created two loopbacks in our router right now, right? What is the subnet mask we have took? We have took /24. Okay, so in router, we can take any subnet mask. Does it matter? While creating the loopback, does it matter? In the routers, we can give any subnet mask. Okay, but what is the concept of loopback? We have to assign /32 here. Okay, the real concept of loopback is to assign /32. So that's why our Palo Alto firewall doesn't accept any subnet mask other than /32. Okay, if you guys want to test, you can test it also. Okay, now there are other flags also. I think we have to take one page. So we have other flags, that is AR. What do you guys understand by AR? Active and it is learned via which protocol? RIP protocol. And if it is ANS, active and it is learned via static. Okay. Now if it is O1 and if it is O2, have you guys done the CCNP? Any one of you? Okay. Anyone of you know about the concept of OSPF, external type 1, external type 2? All of you guys know? Okay. If someone doesn't know this, just tell me. Okay. I think tomorrow we're going to configure this OSPF. Okay. I'll just explain a little bit about type 1, type 2. Okay. What is in the OSPF external type 1 and external type 2? Okay. So this O1 is, anyone of you that doesn't know about type 1, type 2? Because tomorrow I think we're going to configure this OSPF. Anyone of you who doesn't know about type 1, type 2? Okay. 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 So this O1 basically stands for the OSPF external type 1, and this O2 obviously will be OSPF external type 2. Okay. And we have a concept of intra area and inter area, if you guys know. Okay. For the intra area, we have OSPF OI. Okay. For the intra area, please remember this in the security policy now. You guys have to learn these things, intra and the inter. Okay. So same flags we have here in our forwarding table also. Okay. Not same flags, same kind of flags. Okay. These are the flags. Okay. Now we are going to discuss about these flags. So previous flags was about which table? That was for the route table. Now we are going to discuss about the forwarding. Look, these flags now will help you in troubleshooting. Okay, because you guys cannot check again and again which protocol I'm using, which protocol I'm using. If you will just go through the routing table or the forwarding table, and if you just see the flags, then you will get the clarity that my this 10 network is running on the RIP, my 20s network is running on the OSPF, my 30s network is running on the BGP, my 40s network is running on the static route, and this network default method you guys can already see by 0. Okay, so now here we have U. What is U stands for in the routing table? What U stands for? That route is up. Okay, and H stands for host, G stands for gateway, and if you have a star, that this route is preferred. Okay, and if we have UG, then it will be route is up. Okay, and a gateway. Okay, gateway route is up. Proper definition. Now these are the concepts of the virtual router. Now one of you have asked it, how we are going to check that whatever we have configured that is working fine or not. Okay, so what we have done right now, till now, we have configured. Okay, let me explain so that everyone can get the clarity. So what we have done, we have added one IP here, that is 192.168.1.1, and here we have added 192.168.1.10. Okay, and in the Palo Alto, we have created two VLANs. Okay, please remember. Okay, you can assume that whatever I think we have created VLAN 10 and VLAN 11. Okay, you can assume this VLAN as a loopback that we have created on our R2. Okay, they are acting as same. Okay, so on our R2, we have created two loopbacks, that is 1.1.1.1 and I think 2.2.2.2. And here in the VLAN 10, we have configured 10.1.1.1/24, and in the VLAN 11, I think we have configured 20.1.1.1/24. Okay, please remember that this VLAN is kind of on a separate network. Okay, this is like this. Here 10 network is running, and here we have the device that is 20 network is running. Okay, that's how this loopback we see now. This loopback basically why we create this loopback for the test purpose. Okay, same thing you can assume for this VLAN 10. Suppose if what we are gonna do, we're gonna try to ping from 10 network to the one network. Okay, but there is a procedure to ping it. Okay, so how we are gonna ping it, and which protocol we are using here? Static. And if I have to properly define it, what was it? Default route. We have given the default route. Have we given the default route on the router? We have already given. Okay. So all of you guys know that how we can ping from the router. Tell me the command to ping the firewall. Okay. What was the IP? 192.168.1.10? Is it pinging? It is not pinging. Why? We have do show IP in here. Okay, we have our interface that is in E 0/0. Okay. Now if I will try to ping 192.168.1.10, it is pinging. Okay. Now if I want to ping this VLAN, that is my what was the VLAN? 10.1.1.1. VLAN IP was this VLAN 10 IP. Okay. So if I will try to ping this, okay, with the help of this interface, what was the command? What is the command? Do I have to add source here? Do I have to add source here if I have to ping from this interface? No, I'm pinging the VLAN IP on the firewall. Okay, that is 10.1.1. Okay, but I want to ping from this interface that is E0/0. Okay, now do I have to add the source here? If what will happen if I will not add the source here? Yes, look. Just let me explain that if we will not add the source here, okay, it will create no problem. It has to go from this interface. If I'm not defining any source, it has to go from here. Okay, let me tell you. If I'm trying to ping this, do ping, that is my 10.1.1. I think this is the IP. Okay, so it is going from here. That is E0/0. Now, if I want to ping this from this, suppose this loopback, that is 1.1.1. Now I have to use. Okay, so right now what I'm doing, I am pinging this 1.1 network to 10.1.1.1. So I will use the source command. Okay, so what was the command? Do ping the source work first or second. Okay, so either I can give this IP or we can give the loopback. Okay, so if I will try to ping 10.1.1.1 with the help of the source IP also, it will work. If I will try to ping, we have one more loopback now. What was the loopback? I think 2.2.2 now. So it is working. So same thing if I will try to ping 1.1.1 source L2, it is pinging. And we have created one more VLAN on our firewall. What was the VLAN? That was I think VLAN 11 or 20. Let us cross check it. So I'm going to check it. Can anyone tell me? Okay. So that was IP 11.11.11. Okay, we have taken IP. Right now we are pinging from which device? We are pinging from the router. Okay. After that, what we are going to do, we will ping from the 11.11. Sorry, it is 11. Source. It is pinging. It is working fine. So one of you asked that how we can identify that our VLAN is up or not. So we can identify like this also. Okay. Now if I want to ping from the firewall to firewall. Okay. So what is the command? Tell me. First thing, please remember how we are gonna do the troubleshooting or how we are gonna ping it. First, we will ping from firewall to the router. Okay. So what is the command to ping? Very good. We have to write here, mention here host. Okay, ping host. Then the IP. What was the IP? 192.168.1.1. It is pinging. Okay, it is pinging. Now if I have to ping it from host, I will take 1.1.1. Okay, and the source. I think. Okay, wait. Here there is a little change. Okay, we have to write source first. Okay, in the routers we are taking source at the end, but here we have to write source first. Now I am taking source as suppose my VLAN 10. What was the VLAN IP? 10.1.1.1. And here I will write host. And suppose I want to ping the router 2's loopback. Which loopback we can take? We can take 2.2. Any loopback we can take. So it is pinging. It is working completely fine. Okay. So guys, please do this practical. Okay.